morning to you. It's a great pleasure to have you on the call. Why? I'm so excited because every time you just show up. And it's a great indication that you are so much interested in understanding the principle of financial intelligence for smart parents. I cannot overemphasize this, that this is a very important thing that anyone should have these days. In the past few trainings, we've been talking about your budget. How do you do your budget? How do you set your goals? If you've not watched it, go watch it. So, but what if I tell you that knowing how to put up your budget is not enough? But knowing first how to allocate your funds before you go ahead to budget, or whichever way, understanding how to allocate your funds, it's very, very key. This and many more are the things we're going to be looking at in today's training. So I want you to stick around with me, watch till the end. A lot of tips will be given, and I want you to pay attention to this. It's nice to have you. Let's just go.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation find. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear. Success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong. In this rhythm we belong. Skies are high, but so are we, building castles way. Gonna rise up, we.
Super, welcome back. Uh, yeah, every day we're getting better and better, and I can assure you, before the end of this period, on my own side, I've become an expert in so many things, technical things that I never knew how to do before. And you, on your own part, you become highly financially intelligent also. So, talking about that, if this is your very first time of joining us, I want you to kind of click on the subscribe button and let us know that you are here. And apart from that, I want you to kindly press on the like button and also share. You need to watch this over and over again if you've not watched it before. If you've not been following us, following the other programs, I want you to go watch the previous ones so that you can get the track. You can get a track of what we have been saying. We've been talking about budget, we've been talking about goal setting, we've talked about for parents. It's important that you look at the future of your children and don't just hand them what was handed over to you. You can't give them the same template that your parents give to you, and you are praying that your children will be better than you. You need a different template. And without information, the people are deformed. Without information, you are deformed. You can't do better than what you know. Most of us are giving to our children the best that we know, but now you can know more to pass on to them so that they can truly and actually be better and achieve greater things than you. Many of us never knew anything about financial intelligence, but today we begin to know. We begin to know how to prepare budget. We begin to know how to plan for our families, and so on and so forth. So I want you to go watch those things. Now, also, okay, now let's just go straight into what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about the budget, how to make budget. You can't live your life without a budget. Do you understand? And if you decide that I want to live my life, People that don't even have, it's only people that have money that can do budget. Even the people that have money, they will tell you they don't have time for all these kind of things. And then you keep on complaining. You don't know where your money is going. You make a lot of money. You don't know where your money is going. You make a lot of money, and then someday, sometimes something happened, and you don't have any money. There was a particular situation that I relate to it very well. This man was working and working very hard. And what he did as he was working, he was helping his people, he was helping, the whole family, and he was helping manage one of this very big organization. And then suddenly, I think something happened. There was a takeover, and the guy had to leave the job. They retrenched him or whatever. He left the job. So when he left the job, do you know what happened? The system, he was trying to do the little money that was given to him. He tried to do some businesses. At the end, the businesses did not work out. When you go and do business, go and do this business. Whilst you are still working, that is the best time to do any business. When you have retired and they are giving you those pension, those gratuity, that is not the time to try and error. But most people wait. So he took this money and went to start a business. Unfortunately, he lost money and he was struggling. But the interesting part we are going to is this. When the family, at a point in time, the family had to call him, and they were looking at what do we do for our brother that is doing this and things. Then one of the siblings, who is also highly placed, who he trained to school, he trained that fellow to school, and that fellow said, "Bros, let's even face the fact. You worked in this company for how many years? Does it mean you don't have anything on ground?" The guy just turned and he was kind of surprised. Said, "Do you mean you don't have anything on ground after working all these years?" The guy looked, everybody else paid attention. That what's this guy talking about? Where's my man said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He said, "I'm so sorry." And tears began to come out of his eyes because he remembered. He said, if what you're saying now, maybe if I had been myself, maybe I would have been keeping some money and never allow or struggle to send you to the school that has put you in a position that you can talk to me like this. But let's see fact. Is it the fault of that man? Is it the fault of the young man? Is it the fault of the young man? Is that man's fault? He never planned. As much as you want to do, as much as you want to do good, as much as you want to help people, one of the first law in creation of wealth is pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. There's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm always referring to it. Please go get it. He said 10% whatever is yours to keep. We're going to look at it, and that is what is making us to look at the 50, 30, 20 budget rule. It's not that just allocating money. Okay, I'm going to spend this on this. I'm going to spend. What are you actually spending on? What are you spending on? If you don't do this allocation of resources, we have government. Government does not just make money and say we are going to spend, we are going to construct road. They're going to sit down and say 50% of this money is going to go into budget, into road development. This 20% is going to be current expenditure. These are things, and you see them and the money that they are going to put in the reserve. All these are being planned for. They don't come accidentally. So I need to pay attention. In the few minutes that we have, we're going to look at how do you allocate the funds? What does this 50, 30, 20 budget rule mean? So that you start applying it. So you become one of those persons that will say, when I was making money, what did I do with all my money? All right. So I said that is a live program, so you just mind the sound quality. We try to get the best of it as much as we can. Now, budgeting is a way of tracking your income and your expenses. Your income, your expenses, how you track them. How is the money going out? What are you using the money for? So that you don't want to go beyond your budget. You don't want to spend beyond your needs. So you want to look at how much am I spending on accommodation? I don't spend so in this 2 months. I'm going to be spending this amount, spending this amount, based on the income that is coming in. You don't budget to say, like you don't budget to drink Coke in a day. You don't budget to, I'm going to drink 1 bottle of Coke. So you don't think about that. But the money is coming somewhere and it's going out from you. And it's going from the income. So most of the time, for those of you that have gone through the budget templates, which I expect everyone to put in the description link of this video also, so that you can go download the template and you fill it in that Excel format. Listen to the previous video. That's episode 13. That's day 13. Watch that. It tells you how to break down the process. Now let's look at this. When you have your income, let's say your income is 1 million. Let's just use 1 million, and let me use the naira very well this time around. Your income is 1 million naira. The 50-30 budget rule suggests that 50% of that 1 million should go to your needs. 30% of that money should go to your wants, and 20% should go to your savings and investment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have a clear picture of this. I wish I could, the software that I'm using is not me put up writing. I will do something. Let's do with what we have. All right. So that means in a month, when I earn an income from my salary, when I calculate everything that is coming into me, I want to be sure, I want to ensure that 50% of it, 50. So let's say 1 million, that's 500,000 naira, goes into my needs. Goes into my needs. Let's look at, I want you to look at what is on the screen now, on the board. One, let's look at the area of needs, the what we call your needs. Your needs are those aspects where those things that you say they are compulsory. They are things that you need to do. You need to pay your house rent, you need to pay your mortgage. Those are compulsory things that you need to do. Now, if you look at that, the next thing that you need is transportation. You've got to move out. There's a place you is not just going to come in one day. It comes from the salary and everything that you are doing. So what I want to do is my 1.2 million naira, I'm going to divide it by 12 so that I know what is the value of me staying in the house, in this house, for 12 months. And I also suggested that if you are living in your own house, you have to check out what is the cost of rent in my area, and you must budget for it for yourself. That is why you need, in accounting, we have what we call provision for depreciation. So you, because you live in a house, then you don't put that amount out. Then one day you see that the ceiling, something is happening somewhere, and you begin to look for, where am I going to get money to do this? Where am I going to get money to do that? Or you, and that could come at your own age. Then it will be difficult to even maintain that house anymore. So you need to start making provision for that, even if you are living in your own house. So you divide it by 12. So that means monthly, the cost of me staying in this house is 100,000 naira per month. Now, I look at the children's school fees. How much am I paying for children's school fees for those people that, persons that still, their children are still in school? How much am I paying for the purpose of this class? Let's say the total that you are paying is about, in a year, is 2.4 million naira. That's what you are paying for your children's school fees. All of them put together, 2.4. So you're going to take that 2.4 million and divide it by 12. Even though you're paying it monthly, but provisions has to be made on monthly basis. Yes, provision has to be made on monthly basis. If you don't have to go start borrowing when it comes. So 2.4 million by 12, that is going to give us how much? That will give us about 200,000. So that is in my for my accommodation, I have 100,000 naira right down. Now, I'm just write this down as an example, just so that when you're doing this, you'll be able to relate. Okay, for the children's school fees is 100,000 naira per month. The next thing I want to look at, how much do we spend on feeding? Oh my God. Now feeding is wonderful, maybe a family of 3 or 4 or 5. But in the average, if you are feeding well, in that level of income, I'm just somebody with that level of income, you can spend less than 300,000 on feeding. I think I can. We've done some work on it. You can't spend less than 300,000 except you just let's eat whatsoever. But let's go for the purpose of this class. Let's just say you spend 300,000 naira on feeding. You know, feeding includes all the children's snacks and all these things. So we're spending 100,000. Then we look at transportation. How much we spend on transportation? How much we used to fuel the car? How much we used to for generator and all these things? If we look at it total, maybe just give and take, you use in the current fuel situation. Let's say you use about 120,000 naira to fuel to do the fueling processes and everything like that. Let's say 120,000, and then we look at power, generation of power. You pay for NEPA bill, for utility bills and things. Thank God if you are in band A, there's no minimum you'll be spending maybe about 50,000 naira. Then you talk about all those. Let's just do all those things. After talking of the essential things now, your essential things. Now, after doing, then when I add everything up, this gives me about 670,000 naira. 670,000 naira. That is what this is giving me. And remember, we said my need should not be more than 50%. Of course, this is a rule. It's a rule, but you know, rules can be bent, but should not be broken. So you can, in the best case, in the worst case scenario, you can bend this rule to the point where you say you can up to 60%. And this is determined your lifestyle, determined by what you have under your wants. You know, say wants should be 30%. So I can push 10% from my want list to my needs. You get it? So if I push 10%, that means my needs is going to be 60%. So that's I can still avoid 600,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I do this addition. This is giving me 670,000 naira. If I take 670,000 naira divided by 1 million times 100, this is going to give me about 67%. God, let me tell you, once you see this, it will be difficult for you to make savings. It will be difficult for you to have, it will be difficult for you to save for the future, and you are probably living above your means. You are probably living, it's a red flag. It's showing you that you are living above your means. Ladies and gentlemen, anything above 60, except when you put 60, whatsoever, whichever the amount you use to increase your needs must be deducted from your want. So if I want my needs to go to 70%, so then use 70% for my needs. That means my wants should not be more than 10%. So now let's quickly look at this before we start looking at solutions. How do you correct this kind of? You've done this. You've seen that. The next part you want to add is the aspect of let me put my system here. The aspect of your wants. What are the things that you want? Let's look at on the want list. You look at travel. I want to just go for one. There's one birthday party I want to travel for. Fine. Entertainment. You know, sometimes you just want to relax. You go to Starbucks. You go to we have Starbucks. You go to ShopRite. You know, you just want to go and enjoy yourself in the cinema and things like that. Then you go shopping. It's not because you really wanted to buy anything. Let me just go for window shopping. And as you go for window shopping, you go for window buying also. Your savings. Every time as your income is coming in, it has been discovered that most people don't pay themselves. They said, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. So you receive an income. Your income is 1 million naira. Necessity is put on you to take out of that 1 million, 10%, which is 100,000. You will close your eyes to every other thing and pay yourself. Can you imagine? You pay everybody. You pay the landlord, you pay your transport, you pay the fuel attendants, you pay the school, you pay everybody. The only one you don't pay is yourself, the one doing the work. And you know, this energy will not be there forever. This strength will not be there forever. When that energy is gone, he said the night comes when no man can walk again. The night comes when no man can walk. And that's why I say, go to the ant, you sluggard, consider our ways and be wise. that gathers our food in the summer. When you are able to work is your summer time. So 10%, always keep it out. And I advise, don't put it in a bank account where you can have easy access to ATM access to that account. You don't do that, because anytime you just go take your. So that's why, like for us, for members of Vision, an online cooperative that helps us, that we put our money there. We have returns, the cooperative about 10% returns, even though it's small, we have that. The important thing, because we always talk about savings. One of the things that I want to advise is, go save in the bank. Anywhere you save your money, if you put a million naira in the bank, if you want to take it back, you get a million naira, right? And then because the value of the money is no value. But one thing with cooperative organizations is that you can always get ×2 of what you have put in when you need money, all right? So that's why we use the Rich Vision Cooperative. We'll be talking about that for those of you that will be interested. You can also contact us after, or contact the person that sent it to you, all right? So let's look at this. I want to put that money aside. Please help yourself. Help yourself. You send to the schools, you have the system support around you. But please help yourself. Save for yourself. Pay yourself. That is what is savings. It's not about this. Then after paying yourself, there's another mandatory. You have 10%. 10%. Pay yourself 10% of what you earn. If you are every month, whatever you have done in a month as profit to yourself, that you paid yourself as income. You want to pay. Now, once you've done taking that out of the way, the other 10% you go into another savings or investment. There are various kinds of investments which we're going to be talking about in the nearby future. Investment that you need to put. Savings don't make you rich. Savings just gives some kind of security, all right? But investment is what increases you. So what kind of investments do you put your money in? Okay, that's 20%. We're talking about the 20% of your money now. But for some persons, their 20%, they are debt that they need to pay. You have debt that maybe you took a loan somewhere and you need to pay off that loan, and so on and so forth. So that kind of person, that is not inclusive of your mortgage loan, because your mortgage you will have been taken care of under your needs. Get it, your mortgage or rent, that has gone under your needs. So the other loan, for whatever reasons you took loan, you use your credit card. So these ones now, for that kind of persons, what you need to do, what are high interest loans that you have? What are the high interest loans that you have? So those are the ones that you want to pay priority to. So if you are not saving, you are not putting money in investment yet, remember, nothing should stop you from putting that money in the aspect of your savings. That 10%, no matter who you are owing, remove that first. Then this other one, the other 10%, you can allocate it to your first payments, pay back of your debt. So now this is where some technicalities come to play again. You see that the amount you have to service your debt is not enough. You can take again from your want. Your want is about 20%. So that means you are going to eliminate a lot of lifestyle to meet up. Because the issue of that wants is they are not really necessities. So you take from that again, add. So your sales and your investment and your debt servicing, you can 30%. So that means you might just leave about 5% for your wants. So it will be something that I really want. Oh, I hope you will get this. If you are getting it, I want you to put it in the comment section. Just that I get it. Type it in the dashboard, I get it. So that is what you need to do. All right, just before we wrap up, I want you to know, how do I control? Okay, my needs is 60%, or I've said that my needs is about 70% of my income. What do I do? Guy, tell yourself the truth. You are living your means. So what do you need to do? You go and check. In the last training, I talked about it. That what are the cost drivers? What are the things that are the major cost? Is total 70%. Is it fuel? Is it rent? Is it feeding? Of course, you can't help, you must feed. Out of all those ones, which one can I tinker with? Is it the children's school fees? Which one can I tinker with? One of the two places I tell you to quickly adjust on is the place of the rent, of accommodation, and the aspect of the children's school fees. For many persons, has been discovered. You just take, which is the best school in this place? You want to send your children to the best school there. Does your income support it? Your neighbor's children are going there. That is not the reason why children must go there. When you look for something that is equally good, but not as pricey. I tell you, it happened to me at a point my income dropped. The children, they were still in second, they were in primary school then. And when income dropped, they were going to one of the very best schools around there. But when the income dropped, I said, there's no way I can accommodate this. So what I needed to do was to drop it, look for another good school that can meet up their needs. Children, you can't compare children to you can compare them, but let's say by your own standard and things. What is the standard outside your income? What is the standard outside your income? It's your income that determines the standard until you are doing some other things to increase the income. That's why people are doing. So instead you look at which school are things and you tell them that will reduce that one, and then you look at accommodation. How am I really paying here? I'm staying in the central town. Why do I stay here? Proximity of this place to my work, and why do I really need to stay here? You tell yourself maybe you might have to relocate your place to another place where it will lesser. You're staying in a 3-bedroom flat, and then you look at it. It is for whatever reason, it is dependent on you. All right, the decision is yours. You can say, so let me look for a 2-bedroom flat, and then by the time my income is, I can now move upwards. So the other option is look for a side income that will truly pay you. Look for a side income that you can. You must be committed to it to meet up with that gap. Do you understand? So you know that you are spending 67 or 70% for a side income that will generate up to 20% of your income. You must look at it everything that you got so that you can maintain that lifestyle. I hope you're able to get and understand this whole thing that we talk about, the 50-30-20 budget rule, to guide you and help you, especially to save for the future and to save for your retirement. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the next episode, we'll be talking about how to create your emergency reserve fund. Emergency reserve fund. That is another thing that you must begin to apply to understand it and help you to understand it. I hope you got something of value. You got something of value today. I want you to press like button, share button. Guys, we need to. Thank you very much. In this period, we run our community about 200. We told you that we go to 1,000 persons within the next 6 days. So can you help share it? Get other people to subscribe. Be intentional. Every family member that you that need to get this information, be intentional about it. You know what? If you teach people, if you make people see it, it will caution you also, because they say, but that's you, this is what you are saying, but look at what you are doing. It will help you to keep yourself in check also. So kindly click on the share button and across your platform, your WhatsApp group, your church group, your religious group. Just do everything you can to make this message get to everyone. Remember, financial intelligence